been shown that the S&P GSCI yearly returns are highly correlated to inflation as measured by changes in CPI. Can you explain why this is, and also how $1 worth of investment in the S&P GSCI can provide more than $1 worth of inflation protection?
Sure, I think that it's generally well understood that an investment in commodity indices does provide inflation protection. The reason is because the components of the consumer price index, particularly food and energy, are also components of the index. But what many investors are less aware of is the amount of inflation protection that it provides. And as you mentioned, $1 of commodity index investment will generally provide more than $1 of inflation protection. This is because the weighting of these things in the indices are higher than they are weighted in the CPI. So say, for example, the more energy and food you have in the index, the more protection you'll get against inflation.
Jodie, many say that commodity prices have been driven by speculators, but the underlying economics tell a different story. Can you talk about what drives commodity prices and how different commodity indices behave from their fundamentals?
It seems that there's a view that speculators can drive prices, but really, if you look at the economics of what drives prices in commodities and commodity futures, it's really just supply and demand. It's very simple economics 101. If demand exceeds supply, then inventories will decrease and there will be a shortage, so prices will rise. And on the other hand, if supply exceeds demand, then inventories will build, there will be an excess, and prices will fall. And the futures prices, which are really used to facilitate hedging and not to forecast prices, are based off of the spot prices directly. And so the investment, while it could erode some type of risk premium that an investor would get paid to supply insurance to the producer, it really doesn't have the ability to drive prices themselves.
And Jodie, if an investor or advisor would like to access further information on the S&P GSCI, is there a website we can be directing people to?
Sure. You can look at www.spindices.com/commodities.
Jodie, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.